Hi everyone. If you're a content marketer or writer, this video is for you. I'm going to be sharing a 6-step self-editing checklist to help you edit your work before you send it over to the main editor or before you hit publish. Step one, take a break so that you can come back to the piece with fresh eyes. Depending on when it is due, you can take a few minutes break or you can take a couple of days. By the time you now come back to start rereading the piece, you're going to have kind of like a fresh perspective. It's not that foggy eyes of, oh, let me just finish writing the piece that you'll be using to look at it. It's the eyes of an entirely different person. So you kind of have to tell your brain that, okay, imagine it wasn't us that wrote this. Let's edit the piece. Step two is to actually now reread the entire piece from beginning to end. You're not just rereading for rereading sake though, right? You're reading to like assess the flow of the sentences, to catch typos, to find areas where you have run on sentences so that you can break them up, anywhere that the text is unclear to clarify, and also areas where you have paragraphs that are too long that you need to break up, or just anywhere that you can break up the text without like ruining it. Of course, break up the text with visuals so that it will not be too hard on the reader's eyes, like maybe adding bullet points instead of having paragraphs everywhere, including an image or a table or a quote, for example. You also want to look out for just anywhere that you can add a little sprinkle of humor or relatability here and there. Not that you take away from the essence of the post, or you will not think about SEO if it's an SEO piece, but just so like you remember that you're writing for human beings. So after that, you move on to step three. Step three is where you check all the links in the post. You want to make sure that the external links are accurate and that you are referencing sources that are not older than 3 years old, unless it's like a general mostly unchanging fact like psychological principles, right? You also want to check all the links, both internal and external, to make sure that nothing is going to a 404 or error page, and to make sure that what you are saying the link covers is what it actually covers. You also want to look at the anchor text that you're using to make sure that it aligns with the page that you're linking to and it makes sense as a standalone word or phrase. Step four, you want to go through the intro and the conclusion again. What you're looking out for in the intro is to ensure that you have a clear hook at the beginning of the intro, whether it is a compelling statistic or a relatable phrase, or like clarifying the pain point of the ideal reader. Then a clear thesis, which is like a segue between the hook and the promise that the article is going to give. And of course, the hook, which is basically how you're going to catch the attention of the reader, whether it is through a compelling statistic or something relatable, or even just highlighting the pain point of your ideal reader. And then a connection between the hook and the thesis. The thesis is basically going to break down everything that you are going to cover in the piece and why it's important for the ideal reader. So you want to make sure that your intro has all that: hook, segue, and thesis. Then for the conclusion, you want to go through it and make sure that it emphasizes a clear next step for the reader to take immediately after they finish the article, and your CTA, the call to action that you want to use, whether it is to sign up for a free trial, sign up for your newsletter, sign up for your product, reach out to your team, whatever you want them to do, make sure that it's clear there, and you add a link, to clarify that. Next thing you want to do is to look at your title and give three or more alternative title ideas. Now, what you're looking out for is things like making sure that you clarify the keyword in the title and the specific pain point that the reader is looking to solve. For example, if you're writing an article on invoice processing, but it is for financial managers and operation leaders, you want a title that tells them how to make it easier or faster or more efficient. So you want to say maybe 3 ways to make your invoice processing more efficient, or 3 proven ways to improve your invoice processing workflow, right? The whole idea is to just make sure you're addressing their main pain point with that process. You're also highlighting the keyword at the same time. If you can even make sure that the keyword comes at the beginning before you start, like, you know, adding other things, it's good. But even if it cannot come at the beginning of the title, you just want multiple ideas for the final editor to go through, or for you to go through, if you're the one who is going to still, you know, veto the article or say, "Ah, it's time for it to go live." And lastly, which is step 6, you want to reread the entire piece again from beginning to the end. Check out the flow, check out how easy it is to read. Make sure that, any errors at all, you look over it. So those are the 6 steps you need to take to self edit like a pro. And people might even think you have an editor that you're paying 6 figures. Say you too, you're small inside life, then you're not small inside life. You can self edit. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your friends, and then even your enemies, your frenemies, the people that you want to cut off. Share the video with them. Bye.